Welcome to Plain English, the podcast that goes at the right speed for English language learners. Listen now and read the transcript online at plainenglish.com. Now, here's Jeff, your host for today's episode.
Swedish DJ Avicii is dead at the age of 28. I'm Jeff, and this is Plain English, the podcast that goes at just the right speed for English language learners. On today's episode, Tim Bergling, the electronic dance music DJ, better known as Avicii, was found dead in Oman. Avicii had retired from touring since the touring lifestyle took its toll on his health. And in the second half of the program, I'll show you how to use that phrase, take its toll. Today is April 26th, 2018, and this is episode 41. That means that you can read a transcript of today's program online at plainenglish.com/41, plainenglish.com/41. Each transcript also features instant translations of difficult words and phrases from English to Portuguese, Spanish, Chinese, and French. If one of those is your first language, then I think you'll like reading the interactive transcripts online. plainenglish.com/41. If you like Plain English, then make sure you click follow in Spotify or subscribe in Apple Podcasts or your podcast app. That will ensure that you get each new episode delivered straight to your phone every Monday and Thursday. Let's get started on today's main topic. The Swedish DJ Avicii, whose given name was Tim Bergling, died last Friday at the age of 28. He was found dead in the city of Muscat, Oman, in the Middle East. The cause of death was not released. Avicii is the electronic dance music, or EDM, star behind the hit songs Wake Me Up, Hey Brother, and Levels. Put together, those three songs have been streamed on Spotify over 1 billion times. He was nominated for 2 Grammy Awards for Best Dance Recording in 2012 and 2013. Avicii's career took off in a big way with the release of the song Levels in 2011. He followed that up with his first studio album called True, which came out in 2013 and included the hit song Wake Me Up. That song became a #1 hit in many countries and got to #4 on the Billboard Hot 100 list. His second album, called Stories, came out in 2015 and featured contributions from Chris Martin, Robbie Williams, Brandon Flowers, and Gavin DeGraw, among others. He released his final album in 2017. As much as he was known for his albums, he was also a tireless performer, and his performances were famous. He headlined Lollapalooza in Chicago and the Ultra Music Festival in Miami, among other high-profile festivals. At his height on tour, he performed 300 shows in just 2 years, almost one show every other day for 2 years. At one point, Avicii was the world's 6th highest paid DJ, making about $19 million per year. but the tour schedule and tour lifestyle took its toll on his health. His grueling schedule was one reason for his rather surprising retirement from performing at the age of 27, just a couple of years ago. He suffered from pancreatic disease, which was most likely the result of excessive drinking. He was forced to cancel shows in 2014 after several surgeries. He was hospitalized twice in 2013. In early 2016, he retired from live performances entirely, saying in an emotional letter to fans that he needed to make a change that he had been struggling to make for a while. He said the lifestyle change he needed was to not go on tour any longer. He said it was something he had to do for his health, and that while he liked performing, all the other things about being on tour did not come naturally to him. He described himself as an introverted person and said that during his tours, he took on too much negative energy. He said that being on tour didn't leave enough room for the life of a real person behind the artist. A documentary came out earlier this year called True Stories, which shed some more light on the potential negative energy that would come from this lifestyle. The documentary shows the dark side of performing on tour, how the artist has to deal with agents, tour managers, publicists, and the whole ecosystem of people around a musical tour. The film shows Avicii dreaded his live performances because of all the stress. At the time of his retirement, Avicii promised that he would continue making music in the studio, which was his true passion and purpose. He said he was worried that he would seem ungrateful to his fans, but that his fans, friends, and other artists were broadly supportive. The music world was shocked by his death last week, more than 2 years after his surprise retirement. Fans and other musicians reacted on social media. His former manager said he was raw talent and 1 in a billion. The president of the record label Geffen Records said Avicii's talent was to get people to dance and experience strong emotions during his shows. Singer Adam Lambert said he was a brilliant composer and a gentle spirit. DJ Snake said he was a legend, and Imagine Dragons said the world was a happier and fuller place with his presence and art. I want to say hi and thank you to a couple of listeners today who sent me notes on Facebook. First of all, Carlos from Guatemala City, Guatemala, wrote to say that he works at a call center and talks to Canadians every day on the phone, so plain English is helping him at work. He said he only listens to podcasts in English and that this is his favorite one. Muchas gracias, Carlos. Also, Rodrigo from Brazil. He's a big NBA fan, so he's following the basketball playoffs and rooting for Houston. Houston looks unstoppable this year in the NBA playoffs. They had no trouble with Minnesota. Didn't it seem last year like we were doomed to watch Golden State and Cleveland in the finals every single year, maybe it won't turn out like that after all. A couple more: Christopher from Brazil, David from Colombia, and Sergio from right here in the United States. Thanks to all of you for saying hi and for being in the growing Plain English audience. It's so nice to hear the different ways people use this podcast in their English studies. If you want to say hi or to send me your NBA Finals predictions, you can send me a note to jeff@plainenglish.com, jeff@plainenglish.com, or connect with the show on Twitter or Facebook. The show's handle is Plain English Pod. Today's word is take a toll. You heard earlier that the intense tour schedule took a toll on Avicii's health. That means it negatively affected his health. You might know the word toll means a payment, so it kind of makes sense. When something takes its toll, it means that it causes suffering or damage. It's common to say something took a toll on a person's health. That could be stress, drinking, travel, lack of sleep, things like that. You might say that eating badly and drinking too much over the holidays takes a toll on a person's health. Here's another way to use it. Let's say you're in a relationship and one person has to travel a lot for work. You could say that one partner's intense travel schedule might take a toll on the relationship. Or if a parent loses his or her job, that could take a toll on the family's finances. The economic situation in Venezuela has taken its toll on the population there, as people have to suffer through shortages of basic goods and services, not to mention an increase in violence. Something can be fun, but also take its toll, right? You can go out partying Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and it will probably take its toll on your sleep schedule or even your performance at work. By the way, here's a quick update to the podcast we did back in December. If you were listening way back in episode 9, you remember that Saudi Arabia approved movie theaters for the first time after a 35-year ban. I saw in the news last week that Black Panther was the first movie to be shown in a brand new AMC theaters in Saudi Arabia. Both men and women saw the show together, something that was previously unthinkable in the ultra-conservative country. But one step at a time, a scene including a kiss near the end of the movie was cut from the version shown in Saudi Arabia. That's about it for today's episode of Plain English. JR, the producer, and I are both very happy that all of you are in the audience. Each time a new episode comes out, we send out emails with an explanation of one additional word or phrase from the episode. The emails also have links to articles about the main topic in English, so you can read more about the topics that interest you. If you want to get these emails, just go to plainenglish.com/mail plainenglish.com/MAIL and enter your details to sign up. Remember that a new episode will be out on Monday. Monday's topic will be Cuba and the country's first president not named Castro in almost 60 years. See you then.